In today's session of Divorce Court, Rita Wins was furious when her husband Eric had a one-night stand and got the other woman pregnant.
Girls were there. One thing led to another, and
Ain't no one thing led to another. You laid up with somebody, took your little stuff out your pants and had sex.
apparently something happened.
Your sperm got into her egg, they connected, and you conceived and had a baby. That's
true.
what happened.
That's true. But
Mr. Wins, close your mouth. Because the more you talk, the more you sound like a fool. Now shut up.
This should have been his first daughter. I find out a week ago that this is going to be his second daughter.
And now he wants to raise the baby in their house.
Did you discuss that with her?
No, he did
no,
not.
I didn't, y'all. I tried. She gave me an ultimatum. Either I accept the child and leave her, or I do not accept the child and I keep my family.
I can't raise this little girl and look at this little girl and know that she came from an affair, a one-night stand because he was drunk.
You can't bring this child and give the child love?
I cannot, not in my home.
Now Rita Wins and Eric Wins come to decide their future and the future of two unborn children in today's session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Mablean Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Rita Wins versus Eric Wins. Ms. Wins, I am advised that although the two of you have dated for 4 years, the marriage has only been a year, and you're ready to end it.
Yes, I am.
What could have happened after you married?
He had a child from an affair that he never told me about.
Another child, and that's causing you to want to end the relationship with him?
We got married in September, and in October the child was born, and his sister and his cousins, you know, they like to talk a lot, and they came to me and told me it could be his child. I put pieces and pieces together, and I tried to push the truth out of him as much as I could, and I got the truth out of him that it could be his child.
Could be. Never admitted that it was.
Never admitted that it
Yeah,
was.
maybe I can tell the story.
Well,
a little
maybe
better.
you can when I tell you to, but you can't now.
This should have been his first daughter. And I just find out a week ago that this is not going to be his first daughter, that this will be his second daughter. That's not fair to me.
First, second,
So wait a minute
doesn't
now.
matter?
Were you living with him when you weren't married to him?
Yes, I was.
So are you mad at the fact that he had an affair with someone else while he was dating you, and as a result of that, this child is born who now needs care? Or are you mad at the fact that he had a child by somebody else before he had a child by you?
I'm mad at the fact that he had an affair, and if another child was brought into this world from him, it should have been from me. I should have been the person to give him his second child, not his third.
So now who has to suffer? The child has to suffer because he made a mistake and didn't do it the right way?
Well, I'm going to suffer either way. I mean, I can't raise this little girl and look at this little girl and know that she came from an affair, a one-night stand because he was drunk.
Oh, is that what happened, Mr. Wins?
No, that ain't what
Now
happened
I'm
at
giving
all.
you the floor. Tell me about it.
Well, what happened was, you know, I mean, we was with a bunch of friends and everything happened, and I mean, yes, alcohol was
Now,
involved.
Mr. Wins,
Yes,
you were
ma'am.
ready to talk. Now you
I am
into
ready to
this
talk.
everything happened and I mean and lingo.
Oh,
Talk
okay.
to me.
I'm sorry.
Tell me your side.
Well, anyway, it was on a weekend. Me and a couple of friends, we were at a friend of mine's house. We did have something to drink. Girls were there. One thing led to another, and
Ain't no one thing led to another. You laid up with somebody, took your little stuff out your pants and had sex. Talk
that's
about
right.
one thing led to another. Didn't
had
lead to
sex,
anything.
Period. We had sex. Wasn't
All
no
right,
love
don't be
involved.
trying to
we had
sugarcoat
sex.
it. Yeah. Lust took over and you
see-
had sex.
He
Well,
wants a
we
child
had
that
sex.
wasn't made out of
And then
love.
what happened?
Hold on. This is my side now. You already had your flow. Let me have the flow. Okay. Now, the thing was, Yana, that we did have something going on. It was just like a menage a trois.
Just
Let's
having
get it all
fun.
out and open. That's right.
Didn't care what happened, didn't care what disease got spreaded, just
Well,
enjoying yourself and just...
No, it wasn't like that. I was safe. But
Oh,
true enough,
really?
yes,
you were
I
so
was.
safe the woman had a baby.
Well, then again, I can't be, you know, I'm not a surgeon general to tell you about what happens with rubbers when they break or
Oh,
what
the
happens.
old rubber pop story. Please spare me.
Well, I mean, you
That
know,
one is just as old as I am. Go on, tell me something else.
Well, anyway.
Excuses.
anyway, apparently something happened during that time, the rubber
your
pop.
sperm got into her egg, they connected, and you conceived and had a baby. That's
true.
what happened.
This is America, Your Honor.
Yeah, sure
Things
is.
happen. You know?
You know what? It sure is America, and things happen. And while you sitting there with a big smile on your face and think it's just so cute and it's so big time because things happen, yeah, things do happen like disease.
Well,
and just listen to me now.
Okay.
I'm talking.
All right.
And things happen when we don't take control of our bodies and when we allow our little urges and lust to just control us to the point where no matter how many people it may hurt and no matter how many people we claim that we love, we don't care. You're an adult. You need to think about your actions before you get involved in them.
That's right. Well, Your Honor, you know, I was dealt that hand, so I had to play it. So if I do not take care of this child, be responsible to this child, who is this going to hurt? Who is it going to hurt?
So what you're saying is now that you've determined that it's been determined that the child is yours, you're willing to be an adult.
That's right. I got
and
the
accept
proof right
responsibility for the child.
That I am.
And you want the child to come live with you and your wife.
That I do.
Did you discuss that with her?
No, he did
No,
not.
I didn't, Your Honor. I tried. She gave me an ultimatum. Either I accept the child and leave her, or I do not accept the child and I keep my family. Well, I'm like this.
Wait a minute.
Want my family.
You, Mrs. Wins, you suggested that he should deny the child?
That's right. She gave me an ultimatum, Your Honor.
Hold on a second. You suggested that he should deny his child just to stay with you?
That's right.
This should have been his first daughter. I found out a week ago that this is going to be his second daughter.
You didn't even know that he had a child before?
He has a son, okay? But when I got pregnant,
so you knew he had a son before you became pregnant by him?
No, his son is almost 6 years old.
So I'm saying, so you knew about the son?
Exactly.
And that was okay?
That was okay.
No, you hold on.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
That was okay because before I started to date him 5 years ago, I knew he had a son and I accepted that. I loved him and his son.
So how could you accept the son and not accept this other child?
Because this child was made out of a one-night stand.
That's my point.
This child came after me and him were together. Me and him have been together for five years. One of those years we have been married. And I can't accept a child that was just made out of a one-night stand.
Ms. Wins, what's the difference? It doesn't matter if the child was made out of a one-night stand or if the child was made out of a 5-year relationship or a 10-year relationship. It's still a child.
Well,
What is the difference that you can accept the child that's 6 years old, but you can't accept that, you can't forgive that he went out there, had a baby, made a mistake, although he knew what he was doing, and now as a consequence of that infidelity, an innocent child is born into the world who now needs a mother and a father to care for her. You can't accept that? You can't bring this child and give the child love?
I cannot, not in my home. If he wants his child, he needs to give me my divorce and he needs to go and live with his mother again.
So then he can't be around this child that you're carrying.
Well, my child will be just fine.
That's totally selfish. It's not my child. It's your child.
I'm going to be there regardless.
It's his child. Now, I can understand your pain and I can understand your hurt and I can understand your anger, but I don't understand you making a choice to say, if you want to be married to me and to be the father of the child I'm carrying, you have to ignore the other child for whom you're the father. That is not a real loving, caring spirit. Yeah. And I think you're just angry now, and you're letting your anger override your clear rationality. I think that's what's going on. But I understand. I can't make you take this innocent child, but to destroy your... I mean, that's what marriage is. You have to forgive.
Thought about that before he laid down with somebody else.
I agree. What are you going to do? But you may transfer your anger and hatred over Mr. Wins to the child that you're now carrying that belongs to Mr. Wins.
No, because this is my child. I'm not going to hate my child because it's
Mrs. Wins, Mrs. Wins, let me explain something to you because you said it 3 times. This is my child. This is my child. This is my child. That is not your child. It took 2 of you to make that baby. The baby belongs to 2 persons, a mother and a father. Like it or not, the fact that he had another child outside of wedlock and on a one-night stand does not take away his fatherhood rights for the child you're carrying, and will not take away that right ever.
It'll be the same story as it is with his other one. He won't pay child support and everything like that, so might as well just be my child.
When divorce court returns, the judge gets tough with Eric.
If you love her so, and if you love your 6-year-old child so, why didn't you pay your own support so they wouldn't have to come knocking on your door and take your little behind to jail and she had to pay it?
Well, that's a good question, Your Honor.
I know it is. Now answer it.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, Call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back in the case of Rita Wins, who's divorcing her husband Eric because he wants her to raise a baby he fathered from a one-night stand.
So you want to take your other child in?
Yes, I do.
But Mrs. Wynn says you got one that you're not paying child support for.
I've paid more child support on his son than he's ever paid.
Hold on a second. You have one that you're not paying child support for, and now you have another one that you're about to take in. You're not working and don't take care of him, and then she's carrying a third one. So why do you want this child?
But what does she mean by I'm not working? I'm working. I pay child support. It's true enough. I went to jail
I paid
for child support.
Hold on a second, Ms. Wynn.
That's right. Please hold on a second.
Let me direct the traffic here.
I'm sorry. Okay.
How are you going to pay for another child you're about to bring in,
but
a 6-year-old that you have a child support order for, and a new baby?
But the thing is, Your Honor, I did it. I didn't have a lot of money, true enough, but I did do it. I went through it. Like I said before.
You did do what?
I was a father.
Did you pay support?
Yes, I did.
Well, what's Ms. Wynn saying that she had to pay support for your 6-year-old?
Every time, when he decides he doesn't want to work and doesn't work for a year, child support comes knocking on the door and takes him to jail. And they say you have to pay so much money. Because I love him and I loved his child, I did it for him. I have paid more child support than he has paid on his own son.
How much did you pay?
$2,700.
If you love me, you should do it regardless.
If you love her,
then why'd I work 2 jobs while you didn't work none?
If you love her so, and if you love your 6-year-old child so, why didn't you pay your own support so they wouldn't have to come knocking on your door and take your little behind to jail and she had to pay it?
Well, that's a good question, Your Honor.
I know it is. Now answer it.
That's the reason it is.
Now answer it.
I wasn't working at the time, true enough.
Why not work? Why weren't you working?
I was in college.
Oh, you in college, so your wife is working and paying for your child support for the other child.
We weren't married then. We were just girlfriend and boyfriend.
But how much did you have to pay? Wasn't it a weekly payment?
He was supposed to pay $32 a week.
Let me see that pay.
And after so long, I've paid $1,200, and then again $500, $200, $300.
Hey, but she volunteered to do that. I didn't bend her arm and tell her, well, you pay this and you get me out of jail,
and you're
I'm through.
And you're going to volunteer to pay her back?
No, I shouldn't pay that money back. What I'm paying that money back for?
Your wife has a valid question. Although she doesn't want to take care of the child because she doesn't want to raise another woman's child that you had on a one-night stand, she does pose a very valid question. Why are you so excited about taking custody of this child that you now discovered is yours, and you put her in a home with your wife, and you, when you're not even you don't pay support on a regular basis?
Well, that's my house, and that child will not. He'll live on the streets. That child is not coming into my house.
Ms. Wynn already heard you.
Right. Okay. Now, Your Honor.
Just answer my question.
Well, in a percentage, how much is love?
Love, as the song says, don't pay no bills.
Yeah. That's true.
And he don't
Green
pay no bills.
pays bills, money. Correct. And you know the other song, I need money? That's what you need. Love and money go together. Well, so in the percentage of things, they 50-50. Love and the money. You got to do both.
It's 50-50.
One without the other is no good, especially when you're talking about a child.
Well, anyway, maybe I don't have a job that's consistent.
Well, you need to get one quickly.
But we don't know what the future might hold for me.
And you're going to get ordered to pay some support for this child coming. It's all well and good that you're about to take care of another one.
That's right.
But you're not going to neglect this one.
I'm not going to neglect none of them.
And now you said you didn't get an... Oh, please, stop the rhetoric, because this paper right here proves real clearly that you neglect them. So don't stand up here to me trying to act like Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. You're just talking. Yes, neglect.
How is that neglect? Because a few times I failed to come up with the money, Your Honor. How is that neglect?
Mr. Wins, close your mouth. Because the more you talk, the more you sound like a fool. Now shut up. Okay? It's neglect because anytime you don't pay the support that's ordered under this order on a regular basis, that means that that child had $30 less per week in order for that mother to buy whatever the child needed. And don't say another word, okay? I'm through discussing with you.
Yeah.
Because now you want to stand up here and sound like, you know, you want to debate with me. I'm not on the debate team.
But that's not, I mean,
did not say close your mouth.
But listen,
did I say close your mouth?
Okay.
And I mean it.
I just wanted to make a point.
Joe.
Come here. Come on.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict. And an update on the case of Nanette Bernhard versus Dwayne Bernhard.
He was on top of her, Your Honor.
But did he have his clothes on?
I have no idea, really.
You didn't snatch the covers off?
No, I walked out.
Divorce court is back and the verdict is in the case of Rita Wins, who says her husband Eric expects her to raise a child he fathered after a one-night stand.
You think he's cooled off?
Probably has, Your
You have a
Honor.
chance to school him on the rules?
Oh, I think he was told what he needs to do.
All right, bring him back. See if he can keep his mouth closed. Because he has to be present when I make this order. Don't it won't be valid.
Now, trust me on this. Don't even open your mouth. Just listen to what she has to say.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Wins, did you listen carefully to Joe?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right. He's the nice one around here. So I'm not as nice. Here's the court's order, and it's not for discussion nor debate. So I just want you to listen. The money that Mrs. Wins paid for your other child to bail you out, that was your obligation, solely your obligation. You are ordered to reimburse her. I don't care if it takes you another 5 years. You're ordered to reimburse her. $2,700, your responsibility. Pay it back. The court's order is going to be for the support of the minor child that your wife is now carrying, $600 per month. Per month. Which means that you've got to earn at least $2,000 per month. And you can easily do that if you put yourself to it and you're forced to do it. And until you're forced to do it, you're not going to do it. Now, that's the order. Don't tell me. It's not effective until January 15th of 2000. It gives you time to go to a training school, to get some skills if you don't already have any, and to go look for jobs responsibly, knowing that I got to do this. Because she won't be there to purge you behind this one. And you will go to jail. And that's not what we need. I want this child to be able to survive as well as the one that you're about to take custody of. And again, I applaud you for that. But you got to go to work. All right? That's the order of the court. Court's adjourned.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Nanette Bernhard versus Dwayne Bernhard.
What was the point of you being on top of the babysitter?
When he gets drunk, his other thing talks more than his brain does.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. Nanette Bernhard said she had the shock of her life when she found her husband Dwayne in bed with the babysitter.
He's on top of the babysitter. Oh, goodness, we're busted.
Nothing was going on, Your Honor.
He was on top of her, Your Honor.
But did he have his clothes on?
I have no idea, really.
You didn't snatch the covers off?
No, I walked out.
What was the point of you being on top of the babysitter?
When he gets drunk, his other thing talks more than his brain does.
You did something that you wanted to do that you probably didn't get the nerve to do it until you got a little alcohol.
He said it was over, and he said, get out. And I took off. Took off for 3 days. I come back. He's pressuring me. He's saying, have you thought you want a divorce? Get the hell out.
Nanette said Dwayne refused to pay $30,000 in medical bills for their children, so she brought him to court. The judge ordered them to split the bills in half. Nanette has taken the children from Dwayne and is living with her new boyfriend. Dwayne says he hates Nanette for taking the kids and refuses to speak to her. The police have advised Dwayne that he cannot see his children until he files for custody. Dwayne plans on getting full custody of his children so they can be with him and his new girlfriend.
Well, our relationship is over. I hope in due time that we can become friends for the children's sake.
I'm not sure at the time how I feel about the relationship. I mean, maybe he will, be a father to my child.